Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Charting Markets with Jeremy. For today, let's take a look at the home builder sector in the US using this ETF, the SPDR Homebuilders ETF, ticker code XHB as the proxy. So I think after seeing some recovery over the past 2 to 3 weeks within this ETF, this home builder sector, we are right now kind of seeing some sort of a bottoming price action, some sort of a decent bullish move playing through right now, which we think could likely sustain. So you can see here, this is a XHB on the daily time frame. Generally, if you were to zoom out, the uptrend right now still looks pretty much intact despite kind of going through this period of correction since early May. And right now, kind of seeing some bottoming price action showing up. Mainly how we have kind of formed this bottom here following this double bottom rejection of this support at $69.50 mark. And following that bottoming price action, we have kind of gotten a more convincing breakout move here recently above this downtrend line highlighted in yellow. And since then, following that breakout move, I think you can see the momentum has been rather strong right now. And actually just this week, kind of broken a new multi-month high as well, highest level since May. So all in right now, it does seem like the home builder sector is slowly regaining traction here in the US. And I guess with the bullish price action that we see over the past 2 to 3 weeks, likelihood is for us to see this general momentum sustaining here in the near term to possibly kind of test two overhead resistance that we have in mind. First one being at $80.82, and then if we can actually break above this level, the next resistance overhead will be somewhere near $84. So that will be our outlook here. We see further upside for the home builder ETF. Probably a potential upside of about 6 to 10% upside here, probably over the coming weeks. As for downside wise, I think for XHB or the home builder sector in the US, we probably will likely make use of any correction, any weakness here in the near term as an accumulation point, as the general uptrend right now is back in play. So for XHB, I think two key levels to be looking out for further accumulation will be somewhere near $74.50, probably even down to $72.66 area over here, as we believe any sort of weakness will likely be kind of held up by this support level over here and turns price back into the uptrend. So downside wise, we are looking at somewhere near 1 to somewhere near 4% downside risk here. But again, generally, we do think that the overall uptrend will likely bounce back higher if we were to kind of see this weakness taking price back down to those levels. Moving on to some of the home builder stocks, one of the largest one in terms of volume in the US, DHI, DR Horton. You can see the general chart over here looks similar to XHB, which I've shown in the previous chart over there. But generally, you can see the uptrend is still pretty much intact here if you were to take a longer term view. And despite seeing this prolonged correction, prolonged sell-off since May, we have right now kind of thrown in some bottoming price action recently following this breakout of this 8-week range here just last week. So probably with the breakout move over here highlighted in green, for DHI, I think the bottom has already been established here at $84.79 back in mid-July. And if you were to look more closely, the crossover pattern between the 20 and 60-day moving average recently on 28 July also further highlights that the general trend has actually turned to the upside, at least in the immediate term. So looking at the current structure of this breakout above this 8-week range, I think the next likely target in mind would be for the uptrend to sustain, to probably retarget this previous high at $106.90-ish mark. So that will represent somewhere near 11% upside from the last close price, and possibly to even break out higher to probably target around $110, representing somewhere near 14% upside. And similarly for this stock DHI, I think any correction, any weakness in the near term will represent buying opportunity. So keep a close lookout if the weakness were to persist here in the near term over the next, say, 2 to 3 days. look for buying opportunity near $93.60 down to around $90.85 mark over here. So downside risk, we're looking at somewhere near 2 to 5% downside risk here. But nonetheless, I think if we were to fall to those levels, it will represent even a better buying opportunity for DHI. And one last interesting one, KBH, KB Home, which is one of the smaller cap home builder stock in the US. General trend not as strong as DHI, but nonetheless, you can see the long-term view still shows you a rather strong, nice uptrend as well, going back to the COVID lows of last year. So for KBH, it seems to be forming some bottoming price action currently, mainly how we have actually broken above this 2-week range as well as this downtrend line very recently, 2 weeks back, highlighted here in green. And since then, we've actually continued to hold on strong to this general uptrend here that is slowly gaining traction. So all in, I think looking at where it's bouncing off, it also seems to be forming some sort of a longer term double bottom formation here of this support level at $38.50. So all in, it seems to be kind of a stacking up nicely following this bullish breakout move over here recently. And we believe that this kind of a new uptrend that is kind of slowly gaining control will likely take price higher here for KB Homes to probably target around $47.50, followed by $50 as the upside target that we have in mind, probably over the next few months. So this will likely move in line with the Homebuilder ETF that we just mentioned, XHB. Expectation of it continue to trend higher. We believe KB Homes will continue to rise along with it as well. So upside wise, we are looking at somewhere near 14 to 20% upside here for KB Home, which is the smaller cap home builder stock here in the US. Downside risk wise also looks rather limited here. Support level that we think would likely put in a floor for KB Home would be $39 to $40-ish range mark over here, highlighted in blue. So any form of correction, any form of a pullback down to the $40 range will likely present a good buying opportunity for KB Homes, which represent about somewhere near 3% downside risk here in the near term. So all in for KB Homes, I think the risk-reward ratio here seems rather attractive, as there is limited downside here as compared to the upside gain of somewhere near 20%. So I think something worth noting here, KB Homes. Yeah, so that's all we have for today, and we'll see you guys in the next one.